I saw this video where there's some ass shaking going on. I'm like, you know what? This is such a vibe.
Wait, you saw that video too, where the girls was twerking and
I'm telling
yeah.
you. Welcome to UNSHUT, a place where if at any point you feel like you need to shut the up, don't.
Trying to get like the
Perfect.
right angle, camera here. I've been like messing with this camera for forever, man.
No, you're good.
How's this?
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, more power to you to have an angle that low. I could not do it.
Nah, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. I mean, the high angle, I don't like looking up. Actually, I do like looking up. Fuck it.
I mean, mine doesn't have to be that high, but I mean, there are some times where I'm like, listen, the only time anyone ever gets an angle from down here, it's if I'm wearing a fucking scarf, okay?
Right?
How's your day going?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. I was just recording some demos earlier, just like tracking some vocals down. I apologize if my voice is a little like hoarse right now, but yeah.
No, you're totally good. Are you ready to get started?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Before I butcher your name, because that seems to be a common thing on the pod, is I have a hard time pronouncing everyone's fucking name. How do you pronounce your name? Is it Lazarus?
Yeah, Lazarus.
Lazarus. Awesome. Does that get butchered a lot?
Does it? Nah, usually not. Sometimes people will read it and they'll say, "Oh, Lazarus, is that your real name?" There's a whole story behind it, but essentially, yeah.
I like it. Well, I know your name is Christopher, right?
Yeah, I mean, long story short, dude. So I was on the operating table and like, shoot, was this like sophomore year of high school? Guys, don't do this at home. For the viewers watching this, the day before my surgery, I took like a hit of acid. It's my first time taking acid. Yeah, man, we had a snow day and like me and my boys were just like, fuck it, let's do something crazy. Boom, took the acid, completely forgot I had surgery the next day. Woke up at like 6 a.m. the next day thinking like, oh my God, what did I just do? Insane. So apparently acid and anesthesia don't really mix together. End up having heart failure right there on the table. So ever since I came back, people have been calling me Lazarus.
That is fucking crazy. I did not think we were going to get into that so quick.
Hey, gotta get real with you. Gotta get real with you.
Listen, that's what Unshut is all about. It's having open conversations and, we're not filtering shit around here. So I love that. So Lazarus, I'll make sure to not butcher the pronunciation in the future. So you're the guitarist of the band The Missing Piece.
Yeah, guitars and vocals. So I do a lot of like the screams you hear in the background and stuff. Yeah, that's all me.
How long have you guys been a band?
Shoot, Nico and I were like childhood friends. We've been together since elementary school. We picked up Luciano, just decided to like busk around DC, the DMV area. From there, like we decided to throw parties in College Park. We went to UMD. So we threw parties all throughout like COVID and stuff. And around like 2021, things got a little too big. So we decided to like get a van. We literally just got a van and started just going around the East Coast playing at like, bars, different restaurants, clubs, stuff like that. Really, I guess it's been what, like 3 years now, maybe 3 years. But yeah, music, I've been doing music my whole life.
And when you say childhood friends, like you guys grew up in the DC area together?
Yeah. We went to the same middle school, high school, college, like that's my brother at this point.
That's amazing. When forming the band, who came up with the name The Missing Piece?
Dude, I'm gonna take credit for this one. They might tell you some different things. I'm going to take credit for this one. I was at the University of Arizona my freshman year of college. Before this, before The Missing Piece, we were called 298. I went to Arizona. We thought the band was just going to like dissolve and end there. We were just talking like, Laz, like I swear I was like, I'm the missing piece of this band right now. Because they were shooting, like they're recording a demo at the moment. There are like a couple of songs that we ended up just throwing away. But yeah, I told him, I was like, yo, I swear I'm the missing piece. And I think it was Luciano that said, yo, what if we change the spelling to like peace, like world peace? And then, yeah, it just went from there.
It's interesting because you were actually the reason I even agreed to this episode to begin with. Because,
No way. No way.
yes, fucking way. And I'll tell you why. So I'm only about 4 months into the podcast. When doing the podcast, I didn't think I was going to have guests on so early on. I started off with some fake ads on my first couple of episodes that that made people hit me up for actual inquiries to do ads on the pod. And then,
Yeah.
things just kind of started rolling a little bit quicker than I imagined. But I do a lot of pre-recording, right? So I don't just record one episode and then post it. Like I'll try to, get at least a few scheduled in advance, and I only drop episodes on Monday, but that gives me editing time and all that good stuff, right? When I had considered doing this episode with you, I was like, you know what? Like I am so strapped on time right now because I'm working on so many different projects as well. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put this one on hold for right now. And then I'll
Mhm.
respond back and see like if we can collab in the future. I shit you not, dude. I was like working on some editing stuff. There was a little voice in my head that was like, go and listen to that song they're about to release. Just go take a listen to it. At the time, I was on like a creative block because I like to create promo videos, but I need a good buildup. I need like something that's just catchy enough to make me going to go, I want to fucking create a video for this song. Fast forward to a day or so of sitting on it, and I go and I'm like, you know what? Let me give this song a shot. Let me listen to it. Keep in mind, I had also been thinking of your guys' song called Harshmellow. Something that caught my attention from the very beginning was the fact that it had such a soft vibe to it, but then the screams that came through to that song gave that song that edgy feel that
Oh
I'm
yeah.
a fucking sucker for. Okay. So, because obviously you know that song, right? So you know that
Yeah,
in
yeah,
that
yeah.
song, in the beginning of the song, there you have some very far away screams that come through, but the song sounds so soft. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
so
In the
I
verse.
was like, you know what? Let me go and give this new song a shot because I'm already hooked, right? So then I go and immediately those fucking drums kicked in the beginning of that song, and I'm
Yeah.
like, hold the fuck on. I'm like, this is the buildup I've been looking for the past couple of days. I'm like, you know
Yeah.
what? We're doing this fucking episode, and I'm moving some shit around, and we're dropping it this coming Monday. So
Oh shit, we dropping it on Monday too. Let's go.
yes, and
Let's go.
most of my guests have to wait weeks for the episode to drop. Like some of them, like I will put them on and literally 6 to 8 weeks later, it's like, hey, your episode's coming out. Let's promo it, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm fucking excited.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. And yeah, yeah, you're this is awesome. I honestly can't believe like it's you've only been doing this what you said 4 months. The traction you have already is impeccable, man. Like so power to you.
I appreciate that. And it really does go along to say that sometimes you just have to go with your gut. And when
Yeah.
things take an organic form, kind of, so that's why I was covered in goosebumps when you were saying like you were the missing piece. It's like people don't realize that when you act on some of those impulses, that's where magic starts.
Yep. Do or die, man.
No, absolutely. And
Yeah.
especially when you come from a place in life, like I know for me, I was an immigrant growing up, very poor. It's like when you don't have a choice, you act
Mhm.
on those impulses and you make the magic, you create the magic yourself because no one's fucking handing it to you, you know?
For sure, man. Where's your family from?
So I was born in Guatemala.
My family is Ivorian, so I'm first generation American also. So yeah, that's a whole can of worms there too.
And you said from where?
Ivory Coast, yeah, right next to Ghana.
Oh, wow. And you said you're first generation.
Yeah, first generation American.
That's amazing. Do you have any other siblings or anything, or is it just you?
So I have a twin brother actually and a little sister. Both of them are in med school right now. I decided to go down the other path.
You just had to be the one that's like, I'm gonna
Hey,
go for music.
there you go. I'm the black sheep. They always call me the black sheep of the family. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll take it. I'll take it. Someone's got to pay the bills around here. You feel
Hell
me?
yeah. Oh, dude, that's fucking crazy because I just read a quote yesterday that said it always takes the one
Yeah.
risk taker in the family to change everything for the next generation in their family. So hell yes. Okay, let's talk about your twin brother real quick. Are you guys
Yeah.
identical or not?
Yeah, yeah, we're identical. We used to look more alike when we were younger, but as we grew up, I did a lot of sports in high school and stuff. He just really did not. He was all like theater, so he's like the musical theater guy. I got into like I guess performing a little bit later, but I was always in my room writing. I used to have like really bad stage fright, honestly, but I took care of that in a heartbeat. Yeah.
You were able to just switch it on, right?
Yeah, man, because you just got to tell yourself, like, the way I thought about it was like, okay, let's say I'm an actor and I'm playing the part. Okay, what would someone who's not afraid of the spotlight do? And eventually, like, that became who I am.
My entire career, I used to always tell people like the role playing part of it was what truly gave me that stage presence. Like I was able to just switch it on. I'm typically a very timid person, even though I'm perceived as a social butterfly, which I am, but I do shut down a lot. People used to just ask me like, how do you do it? I'm like, it's like role playing, but not in a sexual way. It's just I can get into like this persona that I'm playing and then I feed into it and then I end up buying it myself and then I just run with it, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
When you guys were growing up, did you guys have a lot of like supernatural, like the stories we hear about twins?
Oh, dude, the twin magic is actually a thing. Like some people don't believe it, but like ask any twins, I swear they'll tell you like this shit is real. Like, and also there's this thing where twins find each other. Pairs of twins will find each other around the world. Like we just gravitate towards each other some way, somehow. Like, so my graduating class for high school, we had maybe like 9 or 10 pairs of twins in our class.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's insane. Like 9 or 10 pairs of twins. Like some way, somehow, like we just find each other. The whole like manifestation thing, like now people talk about like, oh, manifest this. Like that's a twin thing. Like if you talk about something to your twin, like, yo, I'm gonna do this. Like I'm gonna jump off this bridge and like do a double backflip, even though I've never fucking done it before. I tell my twin that. I jump off the fucking bridge and I stick the fucking landing. True story, by the way. I fucking did that shit this summer. Fucking insane. Speaking things into existence with someone else it's like a mirror image of you, you know? I don't know if this happens with like fraternal twins, but absolutely identical twins, like the magic's real.
No, I believe it because like me and my siblings, we're connected in a very witchy way. There are no twins in our siblings, like no twins at all. But there is something witchy we always talk about in our sibling group and how we are so oddly connected. And ironically enough, I was in an Uber ride a week or 2 weeks ago, and he happened to be a twin. And he was telling me these stories about how he could feel when his twin sister was completely sick and he would have the symptoms and vice versa. And they were actually separated for 32 years, but yet they connected through those feelings. It's just wild. So I believe it. I'm fucking here for it. I wish I had a twin.
Wow, wait, you said they're separated for 32 years?
Yeah, 32 years.
Jesus. I mean, I would feel like a part of me is just missing if I've gone, I mean, even just like a year without seeing my brother is like, yeah, I'm like missing a part of who I am, you know? I came into this world with this guy, like I better fucking leave with this guy too, you feel me?
Absolutely. When's the last time you and your brother sat down to talk about the future, dreams, goals like that?
Probably like around Christmas time that just passed, you know. So we were with our whole family. We actually went back to Africa to spend time with the family for Christmas. And yeah, you know, like when you're around like your grandparents and stuff, people always want to give you advice and what to do, especially I just turned 25 December 2nd. So I'm like at that point in my life where, you know, everyone wants to give me advice. Like I'm not a little kid anymore. I'm not even like a young adult anymore. You know, like I'm finally stepping into who I'm really supposed to be. I'll say the only person who really understands exactly what I've been through is my brother. You know, like we tell each other everything. So all my wildest dreams and aspirations, I'm not only doing it for myself, I'm doing it for him too.
That's so awesome, dude. That is so awesome. And what is Christmas like in Africa? Are there any like traditions that are just so different from how US celebrates Christmas?
The biggest difference for me would have been just like eating outdoors and having like giant gatherings. We had maybe like 50 to 100 people and it's all family, you know, like think of like a very like large family gathering. I mean, you're Guatemalan, you know, so you already know like the party will start around like 9. It's not ending till 9 a.m. the next morning. You feel me? Like it'll go on for forever. And after a while, you get a little tired. But yeah, I would say that's the main thing. People in America, like they go to bed too early.
I love that. It's almost like it's so true. The culture here of that is go to bed early, wake up at like 6 a.m. to go open the presents. But you're absolutely right. Even in our culture, it's a fucking celebration. Like it's not a formal dinner. It's literally loud as fuck. And it's a party.
No. We're gonna be loud the whole time. We're gonna talk with we're gonna eat with our mouths open. We're gonna do everything that, you know, we're not supposed to do. and we're gonna love each other while doing it, you know.
Do you have family members in Africa that listen to your music?
Yeah, my grandpa actually really loves it. I don't know how he got into rock music. I think it was like around like when I was in middle school. I might have shown him like Linkin Park or Paramore or something like that. Some way, somehow he just like fell in love with it. Dude's like 80 years old, but yeah, he usually listens to like classical, like Beethoven, Mozart, that kind of stuff. But yeah, he's honestly one of my biggest supporters.
Your song Tiger Face has over 120,000 streams. I wouldn't even call you guys a newer band because you've got a couple of years under your belt. I feel like 100 and over is a huge milestone. What was that like for you guys?
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really react when we hit that 100 milestone. I knew it would happen like eventually, but shoot, it was like a Wednesday or something like that. And I just checked Spotify and I was like, oh wow, we just hit 100K on this. All right, let's go back to the studio, you know, like it doesn't end, you know. Once that hit, it's like, okay, what's next? You know, it's always think about like what's next. And that might be one of my faults. Like, you know, I'm never really satisfied, but I mean, how can I be? I haven't reached my goals yet. So
well, and I think there's a big negative, what's the word, like condensed, oh gosh, see now my broken English is starting to come out, but there's like a negative tone to when people say I'm never satisfied. They usually associate that with greed, but I talk about this all the time. Success does not stop when you get to the top. There's still always more to go, and success always comes with major drops. So even though you may hit a peak of something in your career, it's only a matter of time before it drops. So then of course you have to strive for more. So I think wanting more is so fucking good, especially if you're in the creative world, you know?
I was more excited when we hit 10K streams than I was for 100K streams, you know, because that first 10K, oh my God, you gotta grind so hard. So many ads on like Instagram and stuff. Like we went out every day, like posting stickers and flyers and having people try to listen to us and stuff. And the first 10K, super hard. After that, it's like, all right, the what is it? The Spotify algorithm kind of picks up and does the work for you. But yeah, that the very early stages, I mean, that's what was important to me. That's what made me feel like it was worth it.
Yeah, that is such a huge milestone. And I think so many people don't truly understand like how huge that is for an artist, especially when it's so hard to monetize. Monetizing your music on Spotify, YouTube, it's really difficult to do. So I agree, like hitting that milestone, it's like, that is fucking huge.
You know, for me, it's just, okay, how many people can I really touch with this song? Like you said, like you enjoyed my music so much. Like I just love that feeling. That's what keeps me going.
Well, because it truly is what connects us. And I think for me to jump into this new venture that's so new, something that I know nothing about. I don't know how to promote a podcast. I'm not a podcaster. I've never really known any podcasters in my circle. So to be able to take that risk and to be able to say like, I'm not looking for artists that have the most streams on Spotify. I'm not looking for artists that are going to be like, hey, please follow me, which is something that's come up. And I do always respond with the same thing.
God.
Yeah, you know, and I do, and I understand, like, you know, you kind of want to be a part of someone that supports your channel. But I always tell everyone, I like to do that after the fact. And I cannot stress that enough, because to me, I'm not looking for the follows. I just want to share passion. I want to share people's stories, and I want to have open conversations. And if I connect with someone who has 5 streams on Spotify and that's all they have to offer, I don't give a shit about that. It's the value of the conversation I'm going to get out of it. And at the end of the day, I'm doing the podcast for me. I'm not trying to look for episodes to put out for other people. If they like it, great. If they don't, they can fuck off. In that video of Tiger Face, are you naked in that video?
Yeah, I'm naked. And honestly, the funny part is like I came prepared. Like I brought a costume, right? Like everyone else had stuff they were wearing. I brought like a costume. It was like spur of the moment as I was getting changed. I was like, you know what? How would it be if I was just like naked, like all it was just the guitar covering my junk, you feel me? And Nico was like, dude, if you're comfortable with that, like I don't see why that wouldn't work. And honestly, ever since we dropped that video, the comments have been going like, yo, is this man really naked? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
When I confirmed this episode and I confirmed the date and everything like that, my response, and I'll shoot you a screenshot of it, when I was just like, so who exactly am I going to have on the pod? You know, and they told me, literally my response was only hell yes. And again, I'll tell you why, because not only have I stroked your ego enough about the screams in the song that really captivated me, but it was also me doing some research and I was just like, all right, he's fucking naked. I saw this video where there's some ass shaking going on. I'm like, you know what? This is such a vibe.
Wait, you saw that video too when the girls was twerking and
I'm telling
yeah.
you. And so when they told me that, oh, you know, it's going to be, you know, the guitarist, and I'm like, hell yes, that was my only response.
That's crazy. There's no such thing as coincidences. I truly believe that, you know, everything does happen for a reason. I mean, we're here sitting talking for a reason, you know. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I'm glad to be here too, man. I'm stoked. Yeah.
Well, I mean, and if stroking your ego wasn't enough, there was also another video I saw where you randomly busted out this breakdancing move. And right before, and don't quote me on this because I could be misquoting it myself, but
yeah.
I saw it and in my head, I'm like, what the fuck? And then I think it was the other vocalist on the band, he stops and looks and he's like, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
So when I tell you, I was like, I've got to get this guy on. I'm like, please let it be this guy, because I don't hate on any other bands that I've had where I've only had this member of it. It's not like that. So no one take that personal. It truly was just like, please give me this guy. So then I wrote back and I'm like, can you just tell me who it's going to be? And can we confirm that right now? And finally I got it. And that's why my response was hell yes. So when you guys are,
thank you.
of course, dude. So when you guys are performing, like what goes through your mind? Like, is that just part of the adrenaline you feel when you're performing?
Yeah. I mean, so that funny story, that dance move, actually, I've been working on that since middle school days. Anyone who went to Brick Shady middle school knows, like, I was busting that move at the ABC party every chance I got, man. So that was really my move. I just felt hyped for some reason. I was just like, all right, I put my guitar down. I had the mic. What can really go wrong right now? So I said, fuck it. It was during our Kenny Hoopla show. Yeah, we opened up for Kenny Hoopla. I think it was like last year or the year before. We opened up for him and I just wanted to give the people a show. Like, what can I do right now to give the people a show? I did the little breakdance move. Luke did the backflip and it was an awesome experience.
I mean, you do realize that, like, and yes, even though a backflip is fucking impressive, right? You often see that a lot, right? They'll jump up with where the drummers are, they'll backflip off of it. But it's like to see someone just randomly bust out this breakdancing move and you're just like, what the fuck just happened? Like that, you're creating something so different, so memorable, and so unique, you know?
I mean, my real goal is to just bring like Black culture back to rock music. So many people have been trying to do this for years and stuff, but I figured the best way to do that is just to incorporate all the fun aspects of like hip hop and rap into like what rock is today. You know, the more you do that with like the twerking and the breakdance and all this stuff, like people are gonna tune in. Like Black people will tune in and be like, yo, this is for us too. This is for our people too. So yeah.
I love that. So I can't wait to see more breakdancing moves on stage with you guys. I really do think that the fact that you're bringing that authenticity to the stage, it's just what's going to continue to elevate this impression that you're giving to everyone. So maybe not naked, but you know.
Hey, you never know. I might pull up to a show with a sock on, you know, give the people what they want.
There you go.
Actually, hey, now that I'm thinking about it, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. Yo, you just gave me a thought.
What's so funny about that is you're saying this and in my head I'm doing hell yes, do it. Do it.
I bet you like 6 months you'll be at a show, you'll be like, yo, I told him to do this.
Yep, exactly. So if I ever make it out there or if you ever make your way over to Austin, just make sure to let me know, okay?
Oh, for sure, man.
When you guys released the song Tiger Face, did you guys have a feeling it was going to reach the level that it did?
I'll say at the time, Tiger Face was, I guess, our greatest masterpiece. So in a sense, yes. I will say we expected the growth to be quicker. It did take like a little bit of time for the song to get out there and for the algorithm to pick up or whatever. But yeah, like we saw Tiger Face as, okay, this is what's gonna really put us on the map. And it did. We caught the attention of like Cameron Mizell. Honestly, best producer we've ever fucking worked with. This guy is seriously a genius. He produced Sleeping Sirens, Memphis Mayfire, Avril Lavigne. This guy is actually a legend.
Yeah, he's worked with like Machine Gun Kelly as well, right?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I just had to turn my light on.
I thought you were about to get naked. I'm like, I was not ready for this.
Like, you're not ready for the show. This is the after show right here.
I was like, is he grabbing the sock right now? What is happening?
Oh my gosh.
So he's worked with Machine Gun Kelly as well, right?
Yeah, yes. For the intro of Firework, the song that you just heard, I mean, he really did some crazy things on there, synth-wise specifically, that like that made me just I'm gonna say right here, it made me cream my pants. You know, I'm not gonna lie. No, like, dude, the synths there, like, I had no idea that like we could even incorporate synths like that into rock. You know, like we did it a little bit in Marshmello, like putting it in the background a little, but like having it be like a prominent part of the song, you know, like I did not know that was even possible. And honestly, hats off to him. We do have a couple other projects in the works with him that's coming soon, so definitely stay tuned for those. They're gonna really blow your mind.
That's amazing. How many songs in total would you say that you guys are going to be working with him on?
I mean, so right now we have like 5 songs with him. We'd love to make more, so we'll see what happens from here.
Will you guys be dropping them as just singles, or will you guys be trying to put an album together?
I can't really say too much on that, but just know real soon we'll have more stuff coming out.
Hell yeah. Would you say that your sound is still evolving, or do you feel like it's going to remain, you know, the authentic sound that you guys started before you guys were working with a big time producer?
I'll say our sound is definitely always evolving. I mean, the songs I would write, you know, 5 years ago were completely different than the songs I would write now. Like I look back and I'm like, I can't believe I even thought this was good. You know, and every artist goes through this. Like they look back at their earlier works and think like, what was I thinking making this song? So really for me, I think that the most important part would be necessarily to keep in mind that it's not always about whether or not you stay true to the original sound, because let's be honest, the original sound is shit. You know, but it's but it's growth. It's really just about growth and making sure that you don't let other people influence you in a negative way. You know, as long as you stay true to who you are, to your core, whatever you put out as an artist, it can change over and over, but it'll still be you.
Yeah, and I think that's why you have to appreciate the people that follow the journey and give them the credit as well, because there are so many people that think that, you know, growth, the evolving, it's like, oh, you're changing who you are. But I am with you 100%, dude. Like that evolving, that growth is so important. It's how we experiment with fashion, with sound, with everything. And it's like, it has to, you know, which I mentioned the word fashion. I love your fashion. I did some research. I love your look. I love what you're doing. Would you ever consider doing or having a stylist on tour, or would you always like to dress yourself?
I'm definitely open to having a stylist. Like I've actually thought about that a lot. But yeah, I mean, I've been on like Pinterest and stuff. Like Pinterest is really where it's at when you want to find like a look that you're going for. But yeah, as far as like styling, I've just really just picked my own stuff out, gone thrifting. I wouldn't mind having a stylist, especially if they know what they're doing. They know what would look good. Like, yeah.
Have you received any backlash or any comments that did comment on the fact that you were someone of color doing rock and roll music?
Yeah, I mean, early on, I would say like there were a bit of like the hate coming in, like it wouldn't necessarily just be from like black or white people. Different people would say different things, right? Like some black people would say, "Oh, you're making white music, da da da." Okay, cool. Maybe I'm making white music. I love it. I'm not white. So what does that mean? What does that say about you? You know? So for me, it was just about staying positive and knowing in my heart that there's no definition of what a black person is supposed to listen to. Like rock music came from black people in the first place. So let's get that straight. Like there's no such thing as black or white music. right? Like there's music and then there's people who listen to music.
Like when they actually do the research of the history of a lot of other music, if you look
Mhm.
back like at early 2000s, late 90s EDM music, all
Yeah.
of those vocalists like Sonique, LaBouche, so many artists that were putting out that music, they were all Black
Mhm.
women.
Black R&B singers, like, yeah, I mean, it's what people would perceive as, how do I say this? They saw it as next level at the time, right? When it was coming out, they're like, okay, wow, they're mixing genres and blurring the lines and stuff. But like, you have to take these chances and take risks in order to have people stay in tune with what you're putting out.
1000%. What is your guys' writing process like? How do you guys get together as a band to write a song? Like, what's that process like for your guys' band?
I would even say we have a process, really. Anyone can bring any demo to the table, and I guess there's kind of like a priority list. We'll vote on what we want to develop as a band, and then we'll go from there. But like as far as ideas go, we will send each other like riffs, beats, vocals or anything. We'll send each other stuff back and forth, and we all have like FL Studio at home, so it's really easy to just send these files and like start working on projects remotely.
Who takes lead on something like beats or something that catches your attention to a song?
Probably Max, and he's our drummer. He's also in school for music production. So every question we have as far as like producing or engineering goes, he's our guy. And I think every band should have at least like one producer. But yeah, Max is really the guy as far as like beats go, as far as, synths and production goes.
What about for lyrics? Who takes lead on presenting lyrics or a song concept?
I guess that depends on the song, really. We all have songs that we each, I would say, put in the most effort into. So yeah, it's really a mixed bag as far as there goes. Like we'll have writing sessions, and if I give a line and Nico doesn't like it, he'll say, "Dude, it's shit. Like we got to throw that out." We'll always critique each other as far as lyrics go.
Would you say you guys are all pretty secure in your artistry to be able to take that? Like if someone in the group is like, dude, I actually don't like how that sounds, how do
Yeah.
you take that personally? How do you handle that?
I'm an open book. Like you can tell me that, my guitar playing is ass, and I'll be like, okay, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to switch it up? Like tell me how you want me to change it. I don't really mind criticism at all. I grew up in a household where I was getting critiqued a lot. It's kind of second nature to me to like accept it and try to better myself. And the other guys are the same too. But I would say for them, things do get heated. I'm not gonna lie, like we're human. Things do get heated sometimes. We're gonna argue. At least Nico, Luciano, and myself are hotheads. All three of us lived together for maybe like 4 years. Pretty much for our entire college career, we lived together. Or college tenure, we lived together. So you get that spouse headbutting from time to time. But I think that honestly makes for a better relationship and just a better writing experience for the most part. Yeah.
No, I love that. You said you were born on December 2nd.
Yeah,
Did you know that was Britney Spears' birthday?
I did. I did. So Juice WRLD's birthday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, have you gone down the rabbit hole of the theories about the song titles? He pretty much like predicted the death and all that good stuff.
I had no idea about like that stuff. Shoot, I'll have to look into that though. What?
Do or don't. It's fucking creepy. I went down that rabbit hole a long time ago and I'm like, fuck.
Okay.
But I also remembered your birthday because my sister is December 3rd and she always told me, you only remember my birthday because it's the day after Britney. So when you said December 2nd, I'm like, awesome. I'm going to remember his birthday forever
There
for
you
sure.
go.
What are some of your guys' goals for touring or anything like that in 2024? Like, what can your listeners expect for this year and what that's going to look like for live shows?
Listeners should definitely expect like at least something big on the East Coast. So I don't want to make any promises as far as what cities exactly we'll be playing in, but definitely expect something for the East Coast.
That's exciting. If you were to go anywhere outside of the East Coast, even if it's just one state, where would you guys like to go?
I mean, definitely California. They say that's where the magic happens, right? So we'll check that out.
Have you guys ever been?
Yeah, my twin actually, he used to live in Long Beach. He went to UC Santa Barbara for a while. So I went to visit him every once in a while, like summer break or, winter breaks and sometimes like that. So yeah, California, it's nothing new to me, but I haven't really dove into the scene there quite yet, but that's next on my list.
I think that's my favorite part about East Coast and West Coast, having diversity to sound. It's nothing new. Then you go to the middle of the country, you're like, what the
Right.
fuck?
Hey, I have nothing against Midwest emo.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Is that a thing for real?
Really? Yeah, yeah, man. Like it's like a whole thing, like math rock and stuff. I guess that's where like Midwest emo kind of started from. It would be some guys crying over like a girl or something.
I guess that does make sense. Like Hawthorne Heights or some of the other ones, I think they're from the Midwest. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Anyway, back to you. Let's talk more about you real quick. Everyone's going to think we're hating on the Midwest. It's like,
Right.
no, don't mean it. Don't mean
I love
it.
Kansas.
Yes. Are you a Chiefs fan?
No, I'm not actually. Nah. People are gonna hate me for this, but I'm a Pats fan, or I'm a Brady fan. I'm a Brady fan.
That's fair.
I'm a Brady fan. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm all for the Ravens here. It's the first time I've been into football ever in my life in the past year and a half, but you would think I was straight with how much football I watch. I'm like, I love football right now. Even though you just released this new song, how much time in between would you say you're giving before your next one drops?
Yeah, that's a hard one. How much time between? Well, it really depends on you guys, the viewers. You blow this up fast enough, then we'll drop something else for you.
Hell yeah, I love that response. Absolutely. Let's tell the listeners just exactly, especially the new ones. Like I know I'll have some new ones on my end that are going to want to look you guys up. Where can they stream your music? Where can they find it?
We're on every major platform: Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Tidal, SoundCloud. Literally anything you use to stream your music, I'll say like 85-90% chance you'll find us there. Yeah.
If, God forbid, anything ever happened, the band was like, hey, it's no longer our vibe, would you ever consider doing solo projects?
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna be an artist till I die. That's just me. The other guys can speak for themselves, but obviously I would love the missing piece to go above and beyond and break records and stuff. But if I have to do it alone, I will.
I love it. You're like, listen, I'm getting my wins with or without y'all, like for real.
Right. Hey.
But you know what? That's how you know you're hungry for it. That's how you know that you are willing to go the extra mile. And I love that you also talked about like going out to putting posters and stickers. Like that is the hustle. So many people that never take a chance on their creativity being their bread, they don't know what that's like. So I admire that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Any chances that you guys will have merch in the future?
Oh yeah. We're planning on some big merch drops soon. They were gonna come earlier, but we decided to hold off on it. We went through a couple of different changes, iterations on the designs. But yeah, I mean, we've sold out on all our merch already. So yeah, we're coming out with just all brand new stuff, brand new TMP merch.
I'm excited. That is awesome. Just for you as an individual, what do you want to be remembered for? I know you talked about, wanting to be able to connect with people through your music, but what is something that you are looking to impact people with when it comes to this creative journey you're on?
Personally, I want to help other kids of color who think that, maybe rock music isn't for them, or that, they're having trouble picking up an instrument or being creative. Maybe they're in a household where creativity isn't necessarily nurtured. I want to focus on that group, helping people of color, get back into the rock scene. There's definitely some lack of color in the scene. So if I can bring those numbers up, that's enough for me.
I commend you for saying that because I was that ignorant person, and I'll totally admit this. I haven't talked about this on the podcast at all. I was very ignorant a few years ago when I used to get so emotionally triggered when people would say, oh, I just didn't really have anyone that looked like me. And I used to be like, well, what are you talking about? Like I grew up watching Univision. We had, BT. There were people that looked like you until I realized it had to do beyond what your skin color looked like. And I recently had that realization of like, man, now I understand everyone that used to say that, because for the first time, me being in the front line of my work and not being a choreographer that hides in the back, I am looking at, man, I want people who, struggle with their body weight. I want people who look at me from Guatemala that are like, oh, he was an immigrant, he was illegal, he didn't have papers. The representation is beyond what my skin color is. It's about the culture. And I didn't understand that for a long time. So I commend you for saying that, because you're absolutely right. We're really all that a lot of these young generations have. If your family members were to listen to this, I don't know how big they are on podcasts, could you leave a little message for them so that they could listen to this and they could grin going like, damn, that's our boy?
I'm going to say something in French real quick, because that's what they speak. But coucou la famille. Je suis là pour vous et vous êtes là pour moi. Bon, merci.
And just like that, we need a towel. We are wet.
You didn't know I was fluent in French, did you?
What? Was not expecting that. So
I'm full of surprises, man. Full of surprises.
He knows how to play an instrument. He knows how to get naked. He knows how to break dance, and he can speak in French. It's like speaking tongues on this podcast today. We don't know.
Hey, wipe me up. Somebody wipe me up real quick.
Dude, that was incredible. For us who don't know any French, what did you say?
I said, hey, family, thanks for being there for me, and I'll always be there for you as well. Cheers.
Oh my goodness. I love it so much. That's the first time that's happened on the podcast. So I love that. I cannot wait for your family members to hear your message. I'll make sure to leave that in there. The last thing I have for you is just once again, tell everyone where they can stream your music, where they can find your personal Instagram, and also the band's Instagram.
Yeah, so guys, we're The Missing Piece, PEACE. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, YouTube, Deezer, Tidal, anywhere. We're everywhere. Stream us right now. Firework, go stream that up. My Instagram is St. Lazarus _. Yeah, you can post it right here. It's right there, St. Lazarus _. And the band is TMP the Band. Also right there. TMP, I'm Lazarus, and we're here at UNSHUT. UNSHUT, damn it. God.
Now,
damn it.
What's funny is everyone's gonna be like, they did talk about a sock, so are they talking about an uncut penis? What's happening? This is not that type of podcast, okay?
Not that podcast. Hey, maybe next episode. Who knows?
No, that was perfect. That was amazing. It's been such a pleasure talking with you. I'm so excited for everyone to hear that song. It was truly an honor being able to listen to it before everyone else, because I fucking love it.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I appreciate you so much. Thanks for all your kind words. And thanks again for having me on here, man. Honestly, this is much love.
Thank you so much. And I hope you have a good rest of your day.
You too. Peace.
Hey, if you've made it this far, don't forget to follow the socials on the screen or in the description below. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. See you next week.